So you're planning a trip to Latvia. That's an amazing choice. We're going to run through a super focused guide to staying safe and prepared so you can really zero in on the adventure and not worry about a thing. Okay, let's get into it.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's really the whole idea behind smart travel. Being prepared isn't about being paranoid. It's about giving yourself the confidence to handle whatever comes your way, so you can actually soak in the experience.
And all this great information comes from EmergencyReady.eu. It's this fantastic project that's all about gathering that essential country-specific safety intel for travelers. Think of it like a digital sidekick that's already done all the homework for you, putting everything you need right at your fingertips. All right, before we zoom right into Latvia, let's start with the one piece of information that's a game changer across the entire European Union. This is basically your continent-wide safety net. This is it, 112. Seriously, if you remember absolutely nothing else, just remember this number. It's the universal key to getting help pretty much anywhere in the EU.
So what does that actually mean? Well, when you dial 112, you get connected to every emergency service. We're talking police, ambulance, fire department, the whole shebang. It works around the clock, it's totally free, and here's the real pro tip, it even works if your phone doesn't have a SIM card. Help is always just 3 little digits away.
Okay, now let's get specific to Latvia, because they've taken this idea of a safety net and brought it into the 21st century with a really powerful digital tool that puts an entire safety system right there in your pocket. You've got to download the 1112 Latvia app, for real. First off, it's got a one-tap SOS button, but it doesn't just call for help. It sends your exact GPS location, so no more trying to describe some random landmark on a country road. Second, you get official civil alerts pushed straight to your phone. And third, and this is a really cool feature, it has a map of certified public shelters, so you always know where to go. Okay, we've covered the big stuff. Now let's talk about day-to-day awareness. Street smarts. This is all about knowing the local vibe so you can just navigate confidently and steer clear of those common tourist traps. And this breaks down the main things to watch for perfectly. In really crowded places like Riga's Old Town, you've got pickpockets. The fix is easy. Zip up your bags and don't keep all your cash in one spot. At taxi stands, especially at the airport or late at night, some drivers might forget to turn on the meter. The easy counter move? Use an app like Bolt, or just make sure you insist on the meter before the car starts moving. Also try to use ATMs that are inside a bank. And, if a free pub crawl sounds a little too good to be true, it probably is. Thinking about renting a car? That's a fantastic idea. Latvia has some absolutely beautiful drives. So let's just quickly run through the key rules of the road to make sure that trip is nothing but smooth sailing. Okay, there are 3 numbers you absolutely need to know for driving in Latvia. First up, 50 kilometers per hour. That's your speed limit inside towns and cities. Simple as that. Then, once you're out on the open rural roads, that limit bumps up to 90. And this last one is critical. The blood alcohol limit is a very strict 0.05%. The bottom line here is just don't drink and drive. It's never, ever worth the risk. Now, this is super interesting. The rules actually change with the seasons. From the 1st of December to the 1st of March, winter tires are mandatory. That's a non-negotiable. But in the summer, you might actually see the speed limits go up to 110 on some major highways. The one thing that's always the same, your headlights have to be on, 24/7, all year round. And beyond the official laws, this is that local knowledge that really makes a difference. Wildlife, we're talking deer and moose, can pop out of nowhere, especially around dusk. In some rural areas, you might even come across horse-drawn carts at night with no lights. And here's a big one. Speed cameras in Latvia don't always have warning signs, so you just have to be aware and stay alert. All right, let's bring it all home now with a final, super practical checklist. These are the absolute essentials, the items and apps that are going to make your trip to Latvia that much safer and smoother. So here it is, your final rundown. First, don't forget your EHIC or GHIC card. That's your key to getting state-provided healthcare. If you're driving, a reflective vest and a warning triangle are legally required to be in the car. A power bank is always a good idea. Layers are your best friend for the weather. And between May and September, trust me on this, you are going to want mosquito repellent. And finally, get these apps on your phone. 112 Latvia for emergencies, Mobily for making parking super easy, and trafficcam.lv for live updates on road conditions. And there you have it. You've got the knowledge, you've got the tools. You're not just a tourist anymore, you're a prepared traveler. So, The only real question left is, with all this confidence, where in the beautiful country of Latvia are you going to head first?